That was Ricky Byers. Everywhere I am, the Spirit of God is everywhere. Ooh. Thank you so much for being here. This is the Sanctuary of the Spirit. I'm Reverend Greta Sesheta, last time I checked. And it's a good day. God is good. Always, and that's what we know. That's what we're here celebrating. Every Sunday morning, 9 o'clock on Zoom, Facebook, and YouTube, live, and also any day of the week when you miss or if you want to review. They stay on Facebook for 30 days. They stay on YouTube forever. The services, if you'd like to go back and review. I've been praying all morning, all night, all day. A perpetual prayer. To pray without ceasing is to be in communion and connection and alignment with the presence of God. And sometimes it seems really important to do that. And sometimes maybe we forget and think that other things are more important. But it is important. And we are here together, and I am grateful and thankful to be with you. And so we just take a moment here just to settle in, settle down, to breathe, to relax, to let go, to anchor ourselves in the earth, and to extend ourselves to the heavens, and to know that where we are is the connection between heaven and earth, and that we are here one in the Spirit, one with one another, because there is only one presence, one power, one love, one light. And we get to partake of it because we're created out of it for a divine and perfect purpose, each one of us gathered here in. No matter where we are or when we are or how we are, the Spirit of God is with us. The Spirit of God is expressing through us, is living its life through us. And this is cause for celebration because God is so good. God is all powerful, all knowing, all loving, everywhere present. That is what we are here representing and expressing. That is what we are here as vehicles and instruments of this divine power, this divine intelligence. Praise God, from whom all blessings flow. We give thanks for this morning, for this day, for this life, and for this way of life, for this opportunity to be in communion together, to be in community together, to be in devotion together to this one power and this one presence. It is what has full sway this morning. Everything that we do is to the glory of God. Everything that we do is in praise of God. Everything that we do is in thanksgiving. So, blessing the word as it flows through me this day, blessing the presence of each one who gathers at any time. We just give great thanks for this opportunity. And we let the beauty and the majesty and the wonder of each moment unfold right here and now. We give it full permission. We give ourselves full permission to heal and to love and to let love heal us. And for this and for so much more than words can begin to say, I just release and let go and allow this prayer to be by saying, and so it is. Amen. Ashe. Hallelujah. Well, you know, it's not really about me, but I had a bit of a challenge, with not feeling my best. got a little something happen in my back where it couldn't really be comfortable yesterday. And it just reminded me that God is good. It helped me to be very much in tune with people that I pray for that have pain a lot of time, like sometimes most of the time. And I'm not a person that has a lot of pain. So when I do have, it really is an opportunity for me to think about that and what can be done about it. And I just started doing what I knew to do. And, you know, it wasn't comfortable, but I did remember as much as I could that God was with me no matter what. And honestly, that made such a big difference. Just to know that God was with me and that God is with me. And sometimes, you know, I'll be just praying, or I won't be praying, I'll be doing something else, and somebody will come into my mind, and I'll just say a prayer or think a prayer for that person. I know that that happens with me, and I know that it must happen with you too if you're a person that prays. And I knew that my daughters were praying and holding good thoughts for me, and I knew that somebody was catching a thought of me that I could use a prayer. And isn't that wonderful to realize that we can be together and we can feel supported even when we don't see anybody around us, that we know that where we are, that that's where love is, and that love is doing its thing. So I don't know why, I just wanted to share that. Just maybe it'll mean something for you, or maybe it'll be helpful in some way. Do you know, we just finished with Thanksgiving, big celebration or special celebration or just another day, however it was for you. But here in the United States, we have this story, you know, about the Pilgrims and the Indians and all of that. And it is a day to remember about giving thanks, and Thanksgiving is like the most powerful thing that you can do. When you say thank you, it's the most powerful prayer that you can pray, because it signifies that you're accepting. And if you're accepting, it must be because something is being given. And what we think that we want is to be given. But actually what we want is to participate in the process of giving that receives as much as it gives and gives as much as it receives. And that is because of the oneness that is essential to our philosophy, to the things that we believe, that we really are all one. And so we move through this process. Last week I was talking about the empty chair and the full heart, especially for people who during Thanksgiving are missing somebody at the table, and what that is like and how really hard that can be. And I was just offering some thoughts about that and how to be with it, how to be with the things that are hard to be with. Like example, I mean, you know, like pain in your body. What was I going to say about pain in your body? Oh, that how hard it is to feel okay when you don't feel okay, and how important it is for this physical body that is really our instrument, when it's out of sorts or it's got things going on, how important it is to care about it, you know, to think about it lovingly, to, you know, not, oh, I look this way and I feel this way and it's yuck and it's, you know, and how that affects the instrument that is ours, and how important it is that even when we're in pain or we're in discomfort or something doesn't look quite the way we want it to look, and it doesn't feel quite the way we want it to feel, how important it is to be gentle, to be kind with ourselves, to be loving, to love the shape that we're in, because it's the love that heals everything. It's I hate to say the word disgust, but sometimes we can feel disgusted about something that's going on. And that's just the opposite of really what we need. Because we are one with the one, and the one can't be disgustable. It can't be put aside. There's no cause not to love Creator, and thereby not to love everything that the Creator created, which includes us. So anyway, we went through the Black Friday, and tomorrow is Cyber Monday, and Tuesday is Giving Tuesday, and then comes whatever Wednesday, whatever anybody can make up. But these days, that really are quite a bit about marketing and profiting and that kind of thing, and having what we think we want at a really good price. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying that. But, we're being ushered into this season of holidays with Hanukkah and Christmas and Kwanzaa and other things that people want to celebrate. And these special days, they keep rolling around. They keep coming and going and making space for the next thing, which will be New Year's, and then we'll be into Valentine's Day. And what does all of this mean? What does it really mean to us who are aligned with the all good of God, who are here as expressions of something that really is precious? And how connected are we to the idea of our oneness with everything that is, and that every day is special and every moment is precious, and that each one of us is special and precious no matter what condition or shape we're in? And a couple of years ago, I wrote a piece about, I was influenced by Black Friday, and this piece kind of just came pouring out. And every time Black Friday comes around, I think about it, and I haven't really shared it anywhere, but I thought maybe I would share it today, because I renamed it, and I do want to share it with you, because I think that it speaks quite a bit to some of the things that we're going through and things that we can be thinking about. And also these last weeks here of November, I've been talking about how related it is that I write books about certain things, for us, which is a memoir that I'm writing, and I write books about some of the same things for children. And I shared the first week about the little giraffe named Corky who was afraid of heights. And last week I was talking about Isani, who is a little elephant that didn't want to never forget. She had things that she wanted to forget. And so today I wanted to share the last two. And the first one is about Latif. And he is a little leopard that wants to change his spots. He does not like them. He doesn't appreciate them. He wants to get rid of them. And the other one is about Aria. And she is a little golden eagle who is anxious about learning how to fly. Sometimes we find ourselves caught in these circumstances where, I'm a giraffe, but I don't want to be tall. I'm an eagle, but maybe I'm not meant to fly. Maybe these feelings that I'm having prove that I'm not really an eagle. I'm just a fake. These kind of things that gets translated into our language, as we are adults, basically talking about having the same kinds of thoughts that children have, and maybe talking about them from an animal's point of view makes it possible to see how it could be the same thing connected with us. But with Latif, he didn't like his spots. He wanted to be a panther, because panthers are so majestic and they're so mysterious looking and powerful, and they didn't have the ugly spots that he had, and he didn't care for them. And one of his parents took him to a wise old owl. In every book there's a wise old owl, just like there's wisdom for each one of us. And the wise old owl helped him to see that each one of the spots, each one came in as he was learning things, as he was growing. So in a way that each one of the spots was a part of his story. And then he showed him a black panther and explained to him that a black panther is just a leopard with dark fur, with black fur. And then he looked at the panther and he could actually see in the sunlight the spots that are underneath the black fur. And then he realized he was wanting to be something that he actually already was. And then the story of little Aria, and she's so nervous. It's time for her to learn to fly, and she gets all upset and thinks that she can't do it. And her parents take her to a wise old owl, and the wise old owl helps her to see that, just because she feels afraid, she doesn't have to be afraid, and helped her to see that with her mind she could imagine the anxious feelings coming up, rolling in, and she could imagine them just rolling out. And so she stopped trying to get away from the anxious feelings, and she realized that she could fly even though she was feeling anxious, but she was really okay. And so it is with us that we can learn very simple things that seem to be very traumatic to us. Like, I was a person that had anxiety attacks for years until I realized that I could do the same thing. And I guess that's why I wrote about it, that I could see the anxious feeling coming in, and I could feel myself getting excited, but I could know that I really was okay, and that it was going to flow out, and it did flow out, and I really was okay. And so how can this be that something that a child could relate to is the same thing that the child in me as an elder can still relate to? That I'm still growing in ways of knowing what the truth of my oneness with the Holy Presence is. And so whether we're talking about our spots or our fears or our feelings, it's all a part of one thing. It's all a part of a tapestry of things that are put together that is called this magnificent life. And some of them look this way to us and other things look that way to us. But everything that looks like anything is all a part of one thing. And so I wanted to share this poem with you that I wrote about on a Black Friday, trying to figure out what it was all about for me. And I ended up calling it True Colors. So this starts: blackballed on the black market. Pot got caught calling the kettle names. Black Fridays? This and every day, Black Lives Matter. This Technicolor universe is sensitive, not colorblind. White, brown, red, and yellow all must matter too. Truth or consequences? Ours is a human race of many colors, with lots of winning runners and no real losers, resplendently reflecting and refracting one another. E pluribus unum means we are one out of many. On the skid rows, in the condos, on the other side of the tracks, encamped outside our doors, near the outhouse or the White House, in steamy huts or icy igloos, sleeping in a bed or a cardboard box, in a manger or a mansion. As the many, we're just one. Eating tacos, turkeys, chitterlings, tofu, or chow mein. praying in a temple, a teepee, a mosque, a circle, prostrating or levitating. We all breathe the same air, came from somewhere, and however we got here, we're all in the same boat now. Whether we say potato or potato, are biracial, bilingual, binary, or bipolar, we all bleed red and will one day be dead, but not yet. Today, the truth that matters is that as the many, we are one. Just for today, imagine there are no more or less special, unique, blessed, or highly favored others. No borders, cages, or walls. No halls of fame or shame. Just for today, let his dream come true. We'll either learn to live together or perish as fools. Our humanity is a tapestry to feel and be. Each of us is the most precious piece of the puzzle. Having eyes, let us see beyond what the mind interprets as negative, less than, corrupt, or bigoted. Having ears, let us hear beyond what our thoughts interpret as cacophony, dissonance, blasphemy, or blame. Having heart, let us lean into what the heart knows to be true. Nothing separates us from peace on earth, goodwill toward humans, plants, and animals, except the misguided notion that any color, culture, class, caste, species could possibly matter less or more than any other. Truth crushed to the earth, burned at the stake or in an oven, hung on a sycamore tree, scalped, skinned, or smallpoxed, indentured or enslaved, homesteaded or beheaded, proclaims in one voice, "Still I rise." Truth rising to the occasion rocks the foundation with the blessed assurance that each of us matters. Any day, any way, anyhow. Not just on a Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Giving Tuesday, or any other marketing day maze that can be devised. Black, white, brown, red, yellow. Beautiful blends and majestic melds, all must truly matter. Rising from the many, it's our true color. We are one. That felt pretty good to share. Thank you. I don't know, I took the perfect time to share it. And so really, not that there's anything wrong with a Black Friday, not that there's anything wrong with wanting to go shopping or to get a good sale. But it could help us to remember that Black lives matter, and that can help us to remember that all lives really do matter. And maybe one of the things that has helped us to realize that was the Black Lives Matter movement. Because we're not all black. We come in all these magnificent colors. So many more than even originally, because you know, things change and they shift and they blend and they melt. And so we're becoming more and more of a true melting pot, or maybe a tossed salad. And the idea of giving thanks for each one of us, giving thanks for the part that we play. And so Thanksgiving, you know, sharing what we're grateful for and all of that Well, what happens to it? Is it just gone until it rolls around again in 2026? Time to give Thanksgiving again? Or is it something that is more than just a day or an idea, a reason for people to come together and remember how thankful they are? Can it just be an ongoing process? Can it be something that we are continuously in, because knowing that we are one, there's so much to be shared. And there's so much to be had when everybody shares and when everybody recognizes that really we are not separate from one another. That we don't have to be a leopard that is jealous of a panther, because a leopard has its own uniqueness, its own pattern, its own life to honor, and each of us has our own life to honor. And so the opportunity, the blessed opportunity to be in gratitude, because as we're in gratitude, we just get more and more to be grateful for, because gratitude attracts more of itself. And so there was one of us by the name of Henry David Thoreau, and this one said that, he said, "I'm grateful for what I am and what I have, and therefore my thanksgiving is perpetual." To be thankful for who you are and what you have and where you've been and where you're going is cause to be continuously grateful. So when we practice being grateful all the time, we're not like pretending that there aren't things that, aren't going the way we want. We're not ignoring how we feel if we're in pain, but we're choosing to recognize that everything that we're going through is a part of wholeness. It's a part of the oneness. It's a part of that which is divine, which is what we are. And so we're choosing to see that we're one and to realize that we're not separate and apart from other people, and we're not better than other people. We're not one of the chosen few. We're all chosen. We are all precious. And there's cause for great gratitude. So there's a writer, Melanie Beattie, that I really like, and she wrote about gratitude. She says, gratitude unlocks the fullness of life. Being grateful unlocks the magnificence of this life, because you start to see even more things to be grateful for. She says it turns what we have into enough and even more. It turns denial into acceptance, chaos into order, confusion into clarity. It can turn a meal into a feast, a house into a home, a stranger into a friend. Gratitude makes sense of our past. It brings peace for today, and it creates a vision for tomorrow. So maybe when Giving Tuesday comes, we can give thanks that it is Tuesday and that giving is a part of oneness. That when I give to you, you are receiving what I am giving, and that connects us. And when you give to me, I am receiving what you are giving. It takes two in order to give and to receive. If you give someone something and they say, "Oh, no, I can't accept it, I can't accept it," you've just messed with their opportunity to want to give to you. And so it is a give and take process that we can be thankful for, and that we can see these kind of gift-giving times that are coming up. We can see them more as than, time to go in debt around this opportunity to give, but to see it actually as an invitation to be grateful, an invitation to be generous, an invitation to realize our oneness, an invitation to return to our true color, to who and what we really are. This idea of gratitude is what the little leopard realized when he looked in the water and he saw his spots reflected, and he stopped thinking that they were problems. He stopped thinking that they weren't attractive, that they weren't a part of him. He realized that they were a pattern, and he started to see patterns on butterfly wings and barks of trees and things, and realized that he was part of a large wholeness, a large pattern. And, the little leopards, the color of the coat, the panther's color of his coat, the golden eagle's feathers, they all are beautiful colors, and all are important and special colors. And so what the animals in the books are learning, and what we can really learn, is that they're not separate. They're not alone. You are not alone, and I am not alone. You put alone together in a certain way, and it becomes all one. We are all one together. We are in this together. We're holding the high watch together. A prayer that you pray for me is a prayer for you. And a prayer that I pray for you is a prayer for me. We are in prayer. We are in a consciousness of wholeness. We are in a consciousness of healing. We're in a consciousness of giving thanks for what is really working. We can even give thanks for the things that are not working, knowing that we have something to depend on, something that we can trust in, something that we can have faith in. And that is the Holy Presence that created us out of itself. So you're not making mistakes. Your spots are not mistakes. Your feelings are not wrong. You belong to the whole, and you are perfect and complete as you are, the same as everybody else is, perfect and complete. And all of us are just in the process of learning what we can in this lifetime to live it more exquisitely. Your mind may say, I'm separate, I'm not enough, I need to be different, I need to have more. But your heart, your spirit knows that you're connected, and you're whole, and you're perfect, and you're part of the one. So that just kind of all brings us back to when we started this whole thing about, coming with a childlike innocence, coming with a childlike faith, trusting that all is well, not to be childish, but we were told that we can't enter into the kingdom of heaven with the worn out ideas that we have. We need to enter into the kingdom brand new, feeling new, with a youthful love of the present, with the ability to see beauty that is really everywhere. Everywhere. And I know that the appearances, there's a lot of other things that are not beauty mixed in. But we were talking about Emma Curtis Hopkins, and she says, there is no mixture of evil in my good. There's good for me, and there's no evil here. She didn't recognize it, and so she didn't experience it. She wasn't pretending that it wasn't there. It does appear to be there, but we know that it isn't everlasting, it isn't eternal, and it isn't true. It's something that is trying to be something that is actually not anything. So going forward, now that Thanksgiving is over, I just want to suggest to you that you continue with the practice of looking to see the good and giving thanks for it. And you will see, I'm certain you will see more and more of the good that you are choosing to see, that you are choosing to look for. To call forth the opportunity to give thanks. And if you want to just take an inventory of your own spots, if you want to think about all the things that you think you'd like to change, things you've been trying to change but you can't change, you can't get rid of, if you make a list of those things and see like how many are on there out of all the experiences of your life, maybe you've got these spots, and see if you can reframe them. Think about them in another way. Rename them. See if you can think of your spots as being features instead of flaws. Features instead of flaws. Remember, a couple of weeks ago we were talking about thinking about two opposing thoughts at the same time. So, for example, I could take the thought, oh, Greta, you're so sensitive. You're too sensitive. I could take that as a flaw, that I'm too sensitive. Or I could think of it as a feature, and I could say, my sensitivity is the way that I can relate to people in the way that I do because of my sensitivity. See what flaws you think you have that you can actually think of as spots or as features, as spots that are part of your story, that are part of the way that you're growing and learning and becoming more of who you really are. Maybe you can remember about the giraffe who was afraid of heights, who learned how to stand tall. You could remember about the elephant who didn't want to never forget, the elephant that chose instead to think about all the beauty instead of all the sorrow. You can think about the leopard who wanted to change his spots but decided that he was proud of those spots after all. You can think about the little eagle who was anxious about learning how to fly but found that the sky was big enough to hold her and all of her feelings, and that just because she felt afraid, she didn't have to be afraid. Maybe you can think of yourself as part of this magnificent tapestry of oneness and of unity, and know that you are never alone, that you're a precious piece of the puzzle, and that it is a precious puzzle. So I am giving thanks for this day, for this life, for this opportunity to be an instrument of the divine, to be present with others who are here as instruments of the divine, to know that each one of us is precious and beloved of God, that each one of us is the favorite of God, that each one of us is here growing at our own way, at our own pace, learning what we need to learn along the way, and that each of us, there is that within us that is holding the highest and the best for all of us. Speaking this word for those that may be in pain or discomfort in their body, in their mind, in their spirit this day, knowing the presence of God that is loving, that is healing, that is holding, embracing them, lifting, and loving them, knowing that something magnificent is shifting, that something wondrous is being born in them right now. I know that this is the truth of our being, that they're not empty words, that this prayer that I'm praying is fulfilling itself right now, that it is finding hearts to light in and to glow in. And I'm grateful for the presence of the divine right where we are. The presence of the divine within us is called the Christ. I'm grateful for the presence of the Christ that shines and ever shines, that only knows itself, that heals everything, that reveals truth. It leads us in the paths of righteousness. I'm grateful to declare peace on this planet, harmony, compassion, generosity, divine intelligence, and oneness. And I know that as we claim it, we begin to see it, we begin to accept it, and we allow it. We begin to help to make it manifest. This is what's happening now. Lives are changing, hearts are shifting. Love is healing us. For this and for so much more, I'm grateful and thankful. Thankful that it's already done. Thankful for the opportunity to accept it and to let it be so. And so I say, and so it is. Amen. Thank you so much for joining me today, whatever day this is that you're joining. Blessing you and accepting your blessing. Accepting that we really are one. Giving thanks for this. Giving thanks for the technology that makes it possible for us to be together even though we are some distance from each other. Giving thanks for those of you that have been here with me these last almost 6 years. How wonderful it has been. And welcoming those who are brand new here and saying that you are always welcome. Thank you for sharing this ministry with people that you think might be interested in it. Thank you for sharing your tithes, your gifts, your offering in any way that feels comfortable for you to support me in this work of ministry. I'm grateful and thankful. A contribution came last night at midnight, just out of the blue. I'm thankful and grateful, whatever time and whatever way it is that you can share. Thank you. What I want to share, in addition to how you might support yourself in the weeks that come and the holidays that are coming, is just to remember that you're not alone ever, that the presence of God is always with you, that this community is always with you, that we are together in this, that we are praying for one another and we're holding the highest, and we're praying for everybody, which includes everybody. We get to give thanks. We get to make high choices for how we spend our time and our resources. If you're in the Agape Choir, you will notice if you're on Facebook that we're getting together because Judy Sloan asked Ricky if we couldn't get together and sing Glory. And so Ricky said we're going to sing Glory, and we're going to sing all the way to Glorious. It's going to be Saturday, December the 13th from 11:30 to 1:30 at Ricky's house. And so we hope that you can come and join us. People that were in the original Agape Choir, going strong in our love and our light, will be singing together on that Saturday. Next Sunday, I will not be here with Sanctuary. The Spirit won't meet because that's the day that I'm doing my book launch for my children's books. If you're interested in the children's books or you want to know more about them, you can go to my website, RevGreta.com. And the books are on there. You can order them there if you'd like. They're also available on Amazon and Barnes & Noble and Walmart. A lot of places where you can find them. Anyway, I will be thinking of you. And I won't see you next week, but I sure will be here the following week, and I'll look to see you then. Have a wonderful week. Have a wonderful life. Please, any comments that you have, write in the chat box or in the comment box. I read them all. I respond to all of them. I love to hear from you. Email me at revgreta@me.com if you have a prayer request, if you have a question, if you have a request for a topic or something that you want me to explain. I'll do my best. Thank you so much. I love you. I bless you. And I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.